Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It has been 1 year. It is now July 17th, 1:10. We have no time to waste. We are in beautiful Pennsylvania. When we last left off, we were working with our beloved game, Sisyphisticuffs. You know, no, you don't know, and you don't really care either. So I'll just give you the basics. We got a combat system. You know, we can pick up great swords. We can throw them. We got music. I disabled the music because it's fucking horrible. I got multiplayer working, I got a skill system working, but then Unity rolled out the runtime fee update, you know, where you gotta download, every single download of your game, it charges you like 20 cents, so they rolled it back, allegedly, but that really turned me off of Unity. And they're a publicly traded company anyway, so they can do the same thing in 5 years and fuck you over, so. Around October then, in 2023, after that whole runtime fiasco, I picked up a book about how to write your own game engine using SDL. You know, SDL, it's a library. It's not technically from scratch, but whenever any YouTuber, cool person, mentions, oh, I'm writing it from scratch, what they really mean is that they're, you know, using a bunch of pre-existing libraries to expedite the process. So, you know, more power to them. That's why the libraries are there. So, I got a Flappy Bird game running first. And then I figured, that's on 2D, you know, I can work with 3D instead. And so here we are with 3D. I got basic cubes rendering. I could like distort the cubes. You know, you're just rendering a bunch of triangles. So we can move the cubes around. If you see the lines around them, that's a bounding volume hierarchy. It's how I spatially subdivide the entities to keep track of where they are relative to each other. And it also makes it easier to select them. So I'm casting array from the mouse, which intersects the object so I can select it. So we already have a basic scene system working, kind of similar to Unity. But a lot more tools need to be written.
That guy's a fucking idiot. Let's go on a bike ride.
The next step was, well, you know, I worked with a BVH. So octrees are similar to BVHs. So then I was having trouble with my octrees, and so I looked up, you know, another way to do them, and I heard about sparse voxel octrees, which is kind of this thing here. This was a horrible first attempt, so I can show you what it turned into. I wrote a ray tracer. I wrote a voxel ray tracer. I read a research paper for figuring out how to efficiently store and manipulate voxels on the CPU. And so I got those data structures working, and then I wrote a ray tracer where I cast a ray through every single pixel in the monitor to intersect with this uniform grid that I store the voxels in. And we have this funny looking thing right here. This is the Stanford bunny. You know, it's like the hello world for meshes. Every single mesh in a video game is made of triangles, and so what I did is I ballooned up those triangles and I intersected them with a regular voxel grid. You can see the grid here if I just like turn on these debug draws, but if you don't like bunnies, you know, you can erase all those voxels. I hate bunnies personally, so I want to destroy it. And around us, if you pay attention, you can see that it's an infinite Perlin noise cave. We can destroy the voxels, making up the noise in any direction. We can draw. It's like a really shitty 3D Microsoft Paint. It's monochromatic. We don't have colors yet. That was a problem I was having with OpenGL, just buffering all that data over. So then I switched to another engine called BGFX at the recommendation of a friend who's in the industry. And that'll take some time to build. Here's what BGFX looks like. We're having difficulties with the bounding volume hierarchy. It's kind of difficult to see, but you can see how it still adjusts around our entities. But now, if we move the camera... okay. Well, I guess it's working. Okay, well, one of the main problems is that if I spawn enough chunks, then I quit, and then we get some kind of memory leak. We get I think it's a double deletion.